Hello everybody, it's your old pal Tuna here and welcome back to another video. Believe it or not, I am back with another con vlog. This week I am in Toronto, Ontario for the Toronto Comic Arts Festival, which is very similar to the Montreal Comics Art Festival that I visited in the last vlog. I am staying with my dear friend Joey, who was kind enough to pick me up from the airport and bring me to Burlington, which is where you find me now. I feel like we have been through the motions for these cons quite a bit in the last few videos. I promise the next video is going to be a totally different flavor to what we've been doing all month, because this is the last of my back-to-back gauntlet that I have been going through in May. I started in Toronto, I end in Toronto. I feel like it's poetic, and this event is totally different from the last one, where Tomo Arts Market was more of an independent art illustrator cute sort of fair. This is a comic book event, so I have my books, I have my zines, I of course also have my stickers, my pins, my prints, my charms. And I have been to TCAF before. It's been 6 years. The last time I was here was in 2019, and if any of you have been following me for that long, as that totally predates my presence here on YouTube, you might know that my work was quite different back then. So this is the first time I will be at this particular event in my current era. I am definitely looking forward to it. If you did watch the last MCAF vlog, you know that MCAF was great to me. That was outdoor, this is indoor. But the spirit of the event should be about the same as VanCAF, which isn't happening this year, but that I have previously documented here in the videos. My only hesitation is that there are a lot of vendors. Like, you can see the two maps of the two floors that are in a new building, by the way, than it has been previously for like the last decade. And I'm a little nervous. There's like hundreds of artists who are going to be all set up, so I never look at the other people at the convention as my competition. That is not how I view it at all, but there's only a limited amount of money that is flowing through any given event, and I am hoping that, you know, it all gets evenly distributed and that some of that even distribution comes to me. Today is Friday, so this is a 2-day event, Saturday, Sunday, pretty breezy after two back-to-back 3-day weekends. So we are going in today to set up. I love setting up on a Friday before a 2-day event. I obviously can because I got here yesterday, but it really just takes the pressure off of the morning of the Saturday, when I already know that we're going to be on the floor for 9 hours on Saturday, and then I think only 7 on Sunday. You guys know the drill. This is basically the same setup as we did at OdaFest and MCAF, and I'm really looking forward to the positive vibes of this weekend. I know a lot of people who are at this event, like friends of mine who I haven't seen in a long time, people that I know online who I've never met in person. So I'm gonna try to lean into being my social self this weekend, but if I do get trapped at my table for 2 days, you know, these things happen. I am here to work after all. Let's head over to the Matami Athletic Center, check in, and set up for the weekend tomorrow. Okay, everything is set up more or less. We're like 90% of the way there. Joey was very helpful in mostly staying out of the way. We will be headed back in first thing tomorrow, but we did get dinner. We got KBBQ. We meant to get KBBQ when we were at Tomo and it didn't really materialize, so we actualized that goal. And we went with Rennie, who you might remember from the last vlog. They were the person who was next to me in the background. I'm gonna I think I put their tag on, but I'm gonna put it on again because it's just such a pleasure. You never know when you go to conventions, if you're even gonna get a chance to talk to anybody. So if your table mates are good and you have a chance to make a new friend, like that is such a valuable part of the con going experience. Not to mention being able to hang out with you for all this time.
She was also the first person to ever recognize my tattoo in the entire time.
Any Coheed fans in the chat? Yeah. So that's it for us today. We're both pretty beat. We do have to take like the hour-long transit back out from the city tomorrow morning. Right now.
Gotta go walk a dog.
Gotta go walk little Meeks and probably watch another episode of the X-Files and get a good night's sleep.
Episode 3.
This guy's never seen it from start to finish.
It's
before.
pretty good. No, I've never seen any of it like ever.
Yeah. So I get to experience his firsthand experience, which is a joy.
X-Files versus Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Let us know.
There you go.
Yeah. So that's us signing off from Oakville Station. We're almost home at this time of the night, and we will see you tomorrow morning. And there's my doorbell. How convenient. Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday. We have taken the train in. It is literally either 10 o'clock or a minute to 10 o'clock now. I wanted to check in before we get started on the day. I'm super excited. Our little tiny basketball court room is looking fantastic, filled with artists. We're here from 10 to 7. It's going to be a long haul, and I have high hopes. As we always talk about, usually want to sell $1,000 a day at these kinds of events. I feel like that is going to be my goal. If I can make $2,000 over the 2 days, I'm really hoping that maybe we can sell a little bit more, but we will see. At this show compared to Montreal, at Montreal, I was kind of the only person who had the pop-up booth and like was selling like funny stickers and stuff like that. But here, there's a lot more people who have more of that illustration brand thing going on. So I don't think I'm going to stand out in quite the same way. There's also like 300 artists or something in here. But either way, I am feeling fine. Maybe a little weird, but mostly fine. I am feeling pumped. It's going to be a long day, but it's TCAF. And I'm back after all these years. Yeah, of course. Thank you. I love me a tiny zine, so I'm glad when other people appreciate it. And you can kind of get more bang for your buck when you get a whole bunch of little ones.
We're trying to make like a little shelf.
Oh, I've been collecting for about a decade. I think I have like a couple hundred of them, and I'm like, I need to put these somewhere. Like, people need to see these zines.
People come over, they go.
Yes, I'm like, please go through my stuff. Oh yeah, just 10 on the nose then with cash.
So I think you know my cousin Sam.
I love your cousin Sam. Get out of here. Sam is like, you know how it's hard to make friends when you're getting older and you don't meet as many new people? Like, he as a new friend through my partner, they work together, is been a joy.
That's so great.
What's your name?
My name's Nicole.
Nicole. Okay. I'm sure. Yeah. I'll drop the ice on Nicole. They were so nice. That's wild. Hello.
Hi. I've been a fan for a long time. I never got to meet you.
Oh my god, it's a pleasure.
My husband is so jealous right now because he's been on your Patreon for a long time, and I wanted to say I'm gonna say thank you on his behalf because he always raves about how like responsive you are to questions.
I try.
Artists.
Yes.
Awesome.
It's all about, like, that's why I make content, is like in order to connect with people.
Yeah,
That's the point of it for me. And then this whole con journey feels like such a good extension of that, because now I'm not just interacting online, I can actually see everybody in person. A lot of the time people are like, wow, I didn't even know you were real. Like, I thought you were just on my computer. But here, I'll give you 2 of these and then you can pass one on to Burning Star Art. These are my appreciation stickers. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
So good, thank you.
We're going to 5 for 20.
Yes, which can I fetch?
Hoop machine.
Hoop machine!
The like black and white rabbit cat thingy.
Oh, it's like sitting funny?
Yeah.
Yep.
The black cat in water.
Yep.
You gonna eat that?
Mm-hmm.
And that's blurble.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, or another black cat and water.
Okay, sounds good. Paper bag for them at all?
Sure. And then I'm gonna get the black and white cat pin as well.
Perfect, the cow cat.
Yeah, I have a black and white cat, so I'm like a little cow.
I'm working on making sure everyone can eventually find their cat in the designs.
It's which way?
Yeah, that's exactly what I say. And like, there's a lot of people like who draw cats, but often we default to something like a tuxedo cat or an orange cat. But you know, every cat deserves a little bit of love.
Oh, I love your stuff.
Thank you so much. $36.75. And can I get you a receipt at all? Brilliant.
Oh my
That's
God.
for you.
I like your little black and white theme.
It's kind of like a whole thing I got going on. Enjoy TCAF. Hi, how are you? So good, thank you. Yes.
And there's also live reading.
I try to make it so you don't have to make the hardest decision of your life and just get one.
Because we're buying for someone else.
Got it.
Not here.
Yes.
They were like, we want animals, food, and little guys.
Little guys, food, gym addiction.
Oh, I like that. Yes. There is I gotta give you a recommendation for little guys. My friend over there, Maisie, has a bunch of like little 3D printed guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll also take this food one on the top right.
Yep. It's actually I visited Japan and all of these are literally food that I ate while I was in Japan.
I'm so incredibly jealous.
Whatever you need to do to get there, you got to go. It was life changing. Yeah.
You're not from Toronto?
I'm from Vancouver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like a totally different country over there.
I mean, yes and no, actually. It's really wonderful. I haven't been over here since 2019.
Yeah.
I did come like a month ago for a different event, but I forgot how interesting Toronto is. It's totally like a different vibe. And I hope to come back for an actual holiday soon and take it in properly.
Always something happening here too.
Exactly.
Like shit, there was like a reading rave recently. Like everyone sat down, rave music,
No.
reading books. Yes, I'm not even joking. That was like last week.
So if we're good to go, it's
Yeah,
42 with a 5% tax. You can tap on the screen. And would you like a receipt for that? All right, sounds like a plan. Well, lovely to meet you. I'll throw in an extra business card as well.
Yeah. Have a good
Enjoy
one.
TCAF.
Better sell well.
Thank you. Hi. Yes. Absolutely. And right on the screen for me, please. Can I get you a receipt?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. I will email it. Okay. I can print it if you want.
I mean, I'd like that, but it's
Yeah, no, it's fun. I love printing a receipt. Come on, it makes me feel like a real business person.
I mean, sure, looks like a real business.
I appreciate it. Enjoy. Hi. Yes, which can I grab for you? Oh my god! I'm so sorry. Let's grab you your stickers real quick. Yes. Yep, absolutely. No problem. Yes. Absolutely. The cuddle puddle, I call it. Yes. That sounds right to me. Just a sec. Perfect. Yes. Poop machine, absolutely. Oh my god, I can't believe someone has an umbrella. Wow. You want a paper bag? And then capture card for you. So 20 on the nose, please. For you. Enjoy the rest of the show. Oh my god! I mean, it's been awesome. This is my first year back in like since 2019. These are the kinds of people that I want my art to reach, you know? Yeah, the right community.
Honestly, I love watching your videos.
Oh, do you? Oh my god, thank you! Well, I have stickers for viewers, and you can have one as well. Thank you guys.
Actually, I would like to get
Yes, which can I get for you?
You choose two, and I choose one.
Oh, thank you.
Even though I see these in the vlog, like in person, it's like, oh, so cute. Oh.
Would you like what paper bag? 1, 2? Yeah. Did you see what happened? Yeah. We're all like petrified that it's going to spread.
I saw the cables that went over here, so that's why I was.
The organized like update situation.
Oh my God, it's happening again. Uh-oh. Whatever happens, happens. So.
So if
They get compensated.
Oh, I'm sure they will. TCAF is. Yeah. If they don't, then we'll all chip in. I'm sure because they took the bullet for us in this room.
But again, it's so nice to see you. Thank you so much.
And I hope you'll enjoy the rest of TCAF. As dry as possible.
Yes.
Thank you.
You take care.
Take care, guys. La, 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 la.
if it wasn't for the camera,
Right there.
When it comes to acts of God, I tend to be pretty understanding. If mistakes are made by me, I get upset. If the sky was to open up on me, at some point all you can do is laugh. Kind of the first little break, obviously I can't believe I was filming when the roof collapsed in basically on those entire row of people. Obviously, selfishly, I'm extremely glad that it didn't affect me. We were all really worried that the entire roof was going to start spreading and leaking all this water onto our entire row. It did stay localized, and the facility was really good on getting on it and cleaning it up super quickly, but obviously a lot of people did have their tables drenched in water. I don't know exactly how that turned out, but they moved a lot of tables to the outer room. There was still room in the room to do that. And yeah, I really hope that the people who were affected did not have their weekends totally ruined as a result of that. It's actually been like 20 minutes since I filmed the first half of that clip. Anyway, it is just past 4:20, blaze it, and we still have what's that, 2.5 more hours left. I'm definitely tired. I don't know. I think 9 hours is a lot on the floor, but I will do what needs to be done, and otherwise just ready to power through. Sales today have been really good. It hasn't been as like busy density wise as I might have expected, but in some ways that's quite welcome because it means that people can really have time to browse and I can chat with people without having to kind of shoo them away from my table too quickly. I definitely bungled some of my inventory for coming here, so I am making mistakes. So when I make my how to travel to cons super video, I will be able to tell you what mistakes not to make and how not to make them. Definitely did not bring enough zines. I only had like 3 or 4 of each of my sketchbook zines, so now I have no more. Some of the single stickers I did not properly restock, but a couple of items that have been really popular this week are items that haven't sold at all at this one. So once again, I am left baffled by the con economy, but we're having a great time. We're gonna get through to the end of today and then do it all over again tomorrow. Had the opportunity to escape my table. I am checking everything out. I made a few purchases in the room where I am, but I'm about to check out the bigger room, which I hear is much busier. Let's see. I got through the whole room in like an hour. It was definitely busy. There's so many talented people, but I needed to be reserved in my spending this weekend because when you go to as many events as I do, it's very tempting to buy just an absolutely ridiculous amount of stuff. So I did get a t-shirt I couldn't resist. I think I got a sticker and one zine comic anthology thing. But yeah, it's kind of fun to walk around and see what everybody's doing because I'm noticing some trends. And I'm noticing what I'm drawn towards versus maybe what other people are drawn towards, and that's always a cool way to develop your own taste as well.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So the stencil is what gets scanned in. It makes the screen.
Hello everyone, one final train ride here in Toronto on the GO train into town. Joey's gonna meet me later in the afternoon, so I'm heading in by myself this morning. I didn't get a chance to grab any coffee yet, so It's gonna be a long one. I'm so wiped. I did actually get a good night's sleep last night though, so I'm hoping things will pick up in my brain before long. Yesterday went so amazingly that I'm happy with the results so far, so whatever happens today I'll be smiling. And I'm actually flying home at 9 p.m. so it's going to be a long one, but this is very exciting. It's the last day in this gauntlet of back-to-back cons that I've been doing, and it's been real, you guys, but I am so ready for my holiday. Good morning. How are you doing today?
Striped sister.
Yes. Yes, I wanted to do a series of tiny girls with food, so I did the burger, the breakfast, and the
Just a
coffee.
notification that the Anna Meyer Spotlight interview in the Jedi's Lounge has been canceled, but there will be a conversation spotlight with artist James Alban from Top Shelf Productions about his graphic novel Love Languages. It's going to be a very great conversation, so please feel free to stop by the Jedi's Lounge on the 4th level to join us for that. Thank you so much.
Hi, how are you? Very good, thank you. Yes. You're like the third person to ask me, so next year I totally will, I promise. Yes, thank you, okay. That one's a little wordless comic about a witch who wants to sell her crafts at a fair just like this. Pardon me? Well, I mean, it's actually, the idea is that it's her first time and she's nervous and she sees everybody with their big setups and she's not making any sales, but when she finally makes her first sale, it makes her feel like it's all worthwhile.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Had to loosen this.
Would you like a paper bag or a plastic bag for these? No? Okay. Honestly, I prefer card. There's a lot of people who cannot accept card here this weekend, so I'd rather take the card so you can save the cash. Yeah. $26.25 with the tax for the two of them. You can tap on the screen. Thank you so much. Can I get you a receipt at all? Those are for you.
Yes.
My website's also on both of the items, so you can find it.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yes. Thank you guys. Man, this guy went upstairs.
Okay.
Relocated, yeah. I was like, are you leaving? He's like, no, my friend is offering me a table upstairs, so I'm gonna go up there. I'm like, all right, have fun. Joey, why did you make 10 sandwiches?
I just made what we had.
Well, my train ride was very pleasant, except for the fact that I like very almost missed it. Like very almost missed it. I was also getting hungry, and I'm like, I know you're coming. I'm not gonna snack. I'm gonna hold it. Hello. Oh my God, I was just thinking you didn't have your thing on, so that's perfect. Thank you so much.
Every time I like see stickers, I'm like reminded of my childhood. And I remember being like, this is cool. And I was like, oh no, whimsy.
Wait, that's exactly it. People will ask me when I say that I sell stickers for a living, they're like, oh, do you sell them to children? And I'm like, no. It's the grown-ups.
What to do with them? It's us.
And children have no money.
And they have no money. It's the 30 to 40 something year olds who are like, oh my God, stickers.
The millennials reliving their childhood through sticker collection.
This is why, like, now with this whole revival, all the different treatment, all the
Yeah,
little cool stuff,
that's it.
5 months ago, I went, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
And like 2 months ago, I went,
I'm kind of going through my
literally
Labubu's might be
last
cute
weekend.
moment.
No, say about it.
Every time I see one walk past, I'm like,
I know,
aw.
I keep mine at home because I'm like,
Safe and sound. I know.
I'm so glad I was an ass.
They're gonna start like snipping them while you're not looking and
Them up and I was like, oh, no.
wild. It's fun. Like I'll take a phenomenon that centers around like cute consumerism any day, frankly.
Yes.
And I visited Tokyo recently, and like they're like cute culture over there. Like there's cute stuff
Everything.
everywhere.
So like, trinket culture.
Like let's get on it. I'm gonna slide over the toilet, so I'm here for the last.
Sure. So Tuna is the artist. She just stepped away for a second. Are you talking about like manufacturing, that kind of thing?
Yeah, how do you make the batches?
Okay, yeah. She'll be back in like 5 minutes after, because I don't know. I'm just like She does all the art. I just like hang out. She'll be back in like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
She just left right
I
now.
think you just switched in front of us.
Yeah. You look down and it was me. She'll be right back. She's just doing a quick errand. Hey there.
I'd like to get one of the nail pens, the tortoise.
Is that this one here? Cool. Thank you. Oh, I was just about to like hold this up here and then you got here. Okay. Would you like a backer card for it or just like that? Sure. Right on. Thank you very much. I thought you were going to be gone.
I forgot I was filming.
I noticed this was on and I was like, oh, she's spying on me. And then I was going to be like this, not realizing it's backwards.
You know what? It's honestly possible I may not have seen it too because I don't always look at all
No,
the
I
footage.
figured you would.
Yeah. And I hope the weekend was overall good for you.
It was good.
Okay, excellent. Today was much slower than yesterday, but still
Yeah,
good.
it usually is.
Yes, exactly.
But I'm assuming still good for you. I mean, you're out of token.
Yes. I always bring stock to like with the intent to sell out because I'm like, what's the point in having to bring stuff back to Vancouver with me? So yeah, I had like 3 or 4 of each of them, and so that's good. And yeah, yesterday was I think my highest single day sales of the year.
Okay.
But the con is still like less than some other cons that I do overall. You know how it works out.
It's a 2-day.
Yeah, so 2-day broken out. Yeah, exactly. So, yay! Gonna go on holiday and have money to spend. Hello guys, welcome to a very dramatic scenery change for the end of this video. I am now here in Tuscany on my Italian holiday. It's been like 2 weeks or more since TCAF, I think about 2 weeks actually today. And I have mostly forgotten everything that happened. When I got back from TCAF, I had 24 hours basically to pack my bags to come here to Italy. I have been on vacation, but I have to finish this video because it goes up tomorrow. So the first thing I want to address before I say anything about how things went is the whole waterfall situation, because I didn't want you guys to think that I was making light of something that seriously affected somebody else. I did get a chance to run into the vendor who was the main victim of the waterfall situation, and they were very lighthearted about it. They were like, you know what, it's actually pretty funny. All of my stuff was protected in plastic. Everybody jumped to help move things out of the way right away. So I just wanted to reassure you as viewers that that person was fine. They were compensated by TCAF themselves in some way, shape, or form. I'm not exactly sure how, but they were taking it in stride a lot better than I think I would have taken it. Pretty remarkable that it happened to be like basically a table or 2 over from where I was, because there was a lot of other space in the facility where I was not. So now that that is out of the way, we can all laugh about it together and we can say that we survived the waterfall of TCAF. So before I wrap things up for TCAF, I just wanted to talk about a couple of the things that I noticed while I was there. One of them was that I'm so sorry about how I'm going to pronounce this word, like risograph, that it seems to have reached a boom of popularity. It's been kind of growing since maybe 2018 or 2019 in popular culture. I was able to take a class in 2020, I think, to learn how it works. And now here in 2025, the amount of vendors who were utilizing it for their prints was enormous. Like, I think back in the day, if you had a Rizzo print, then you may have been able to sell it as something unique, but now it's very clearly in the mainstream. And a lot of people are using very similar color techniques. So personally, I think that it isn't as appealing to me anymore as it used to be, because it's now a little bit repetitive. But I think that is underselling the technique itself, because there's a lot you can do with it outside of the way, like the particular style that people tend to lean towards. But yeah, I thought that was really interesting, as at pretty much every other type of event, you really don't see that sort of print style being used. But here at the comic show, it was everywhere. Something else that I saw a lot of was Americans. I would say easily almost everybody that I spoke to who was a vendor was American, and this surprised me quite a bit. I guess it's fine. I mean, you know, we're moving, we go down there, they come up here. Who am I to judge? But part of me is kind of like, oh, is this a Canadian festival? Are we celebrating Canadian artists? Or is this just kind of like the best of the best of comics festivals. So I don't know exactly how I feel about it. Obviously, I have nothing against Americans or America. It just struck me as really surprising the volume of artists that were there who were not Canadian. Other than that, I feel really grateful for the table placement that I had. One of the things in the map that they had shared with the vendors like a couple of days before we actually got there, it was very last minute, it looked like I was going to be in a row of like 6 tables side by side, and I think at the very last minute they realized they could create a channel in the middle. And it would have been nice to know that I was on a corner because I could have changed my setup and display to utilize that a little bit better. But I don't know, it's not the end of the world. I also think that I'm very grateful to have been in the basketball court despite the waterfall because it was more crowded upstairs. The aisles were smaller, the space between tables was smaller, there were way more tables and a lot more people who were like sharing tables, so there's even more people behind the tables to create a more crowded sense. So yeah, I feel really lucky. I don't remember if there was dynamic pricing for this year, but usually TCAF does do like, it's the most expensive table for the best location and it's the least expensive table for the worst location. So I wonder if they stay in this facility that they will maybe take the feedback of people, because I assume because of the space in the basketball court being more comfortable that people in there were probably making more sales. That's just my guess based on my personal experience. And when I went up to like shop upstairs, I bought a couple things in the basketball court, but then in the ice rink, it was difficult to even see anybody's tables. I'm pretty tall, so I could look over people's heads and kind of like see the vertical display and make a really quick judgment call if I wanted to kind of shoulder my way in to actually look at what they had on the table. I'm sure that I missed out on some stuff that I may have wanted to buy if I could see the table a little bit better. But anyway, like I said, I'm trying to buy less stuff anyway because I go to so many of these that my collection just ends up being a little bit ridiculous. One of the other things I noticed was that I think I was the only cat vendor, and I don't like identify as a cat vendor, but I am a cat vendor. Definitely lots of people who had cat related stuff, but nobody who had it as much as I do. And I think that when I go to shows where I'm the only person doing cats, I tend to do better as well. I was really happy with the table mates that I had. The gentleman behind me was really kind. The guy to my right was really nice, and having Joey around was also awesome just to kind of like take the pressure off, and he brought us sandwiches on Sunday, which was amazing. And so overall things went off pretty well without a hitch. I mean, there were hitches. There were a lot of hitches. I actually didn't mention in the beginning during the clip, but when we got there to set up, they were an hour late opening our room from when they said we could start setting up, and they were 2 hours late opening the ice rink from when they said that they could set up. I think there were a lot of kinks that needed to be worked out. This is a new year, a new place. I'm giving them a lot of grace, and I wasn't really personally affected that badly. It didn't really affect me negatively at all, but I think for people who it maybe did affect negatively, they would be a lot more upset. It was a beautiful butterfly over there. Okay, but to wrap things up, I'm very happy with how things went. I don't have my numbers in front of me. They're in my sketchbook, and I didn't even bring that on this trip actually, but I think my final tally was just over $5,000, and the Saturday was like just over $3,000 in sales, and then on Sunday was like $2,000, maybe a little bit less than $2,000, where Saturday was a little bit more than $3,000, and a little bit more than $3,000 is definitely the best sales day of this year. But honestly, I'm super happy. And while I made more sales at MCAF the week before, that was over 3 days, and this was only over 2. But I maybe think MCAF would have been better if it wasn't for the weather. Anyway, lots of data to crunch. I absolutely hope, I know TCAF does like a year on year off thing, so maybe I won't be able to go next year unless I release a comic, which is rather unlikely. But I was kind of thinking of taking some time off at the end of this year to maybe work on a comic, because I've been surrounded by comics at MCAF and TCAF, and I'm like, I love comics. I can't just make zines and say I'm still a comic artist. But on that note, actually, if you've ever made a comic, I've illustrated 3 graphic novels. No matter what I do from this point forward, I will always be a comic book artist. But it would be nice to continue to participate in the community that I feel is a big motivator for creating art in the first place. The only mistakes that I personally made was I really bungled my inventory with all this inventory management for all these travel shows. I dropped the ball and I didn't bring enough of my zines, so I basically sold out of every book that I brought, which is a good thing because my suitcase was very light, but I probably could have sold more if I'd had more copies. But we're gonna go over that in not the next video, but probably the one after that, where I talk about how this whole travel thing has gone, my advice for traveling to conventions, and you will learn from my mistakes so that you do not make them as well. I think that wraps things up for TCAF. That wraps things up for the 4 back-to-back markets. I still have many markets this summer. I am traveling to Edmonton. I am traveling to Winnipeg. I have a few in Vancouver, including probably double dipping on a single weekend. I feel really grateful to be able to share all of this with you guys, and I hope that you've enjoyed these 4 cons in a row. The next video will be a video diary of my time here in Italy, which is has been up and has been down. Let me tell you, it's literally been 35 Celsius the whole time we've been here, and I am not built for this. I guess I will just do a really quick shout out for everybody over on Patreon who is helping to support the channel, helping to accommodate this time off that I've been able to take, helping to support the creation of new merchandise and new posts and these YouTube videos themselves. Without these people, I would not be able to do this, so thank you so much to everybody on this list, some of which are subscribed at just $1 as a tip jar, where you get access to behind the scenes content like podcasts, extra videos, digital downloads, access to my Discord server, and some of whom who are subscribed at higher tiers to get mailable rewards. Don't forget, our theme for this month is Travel Cats, which is of course the theme for me being traveling right now. I thought it would be fun. And the next month will be a Italy Travel Cat themed addendum collection. So if you do like the Travel Cats theme, there will be 2 back-to-back that are very similar. So I hope you will look forward to that. And if you do want to support the channel at all, becoming a patron in my snack pack is the best way to do so, and I really appreciate everyone who would consider it. The link is down in the comment box below. But that's it for me. Oh, it is hot, it is sweaty. I gotta get back to my air-conditioned hotel room, edit together the last of this video, and as always, stay sparkly, don't let the cruel world dull your shine, and I will see you next time. Bye!